Welcome everyone to Granny J Clay, and I am going to just make as quick of a video as I possibly can. Sometimes I get a little long and then they don't want to upload, so I will try to make this quick. I have already rolled out some colors. Some people were asking me, I made this. Let me show you this. Let me just do this. I made this necklace. And I posted it on Facebook, and some of the people that saw it wanted to know how I made it. And it's so simple. It is so simple. So let me just show you real quickly. I picked different colors this time. And you'll notice that I do have some white in this one. And I do like the white, but I'm not going to add it to this one just to see the difference. So I have got a lighter blue, orange, a mint green, a yellow gold, and a violet. So these are the ones that I'm going to use for now. And what I do is I have some nylon cutters. This is kind of broken because I've had it for so long. I took the lid off. They're from, if you can see that, Fat Daddy-O's nylon cutters. They're the best. I've had these for years. And they do not have a seam anywhere. So they're just wonderful to use. You know how a seam will leave a mark. So these are the two Fat Daddy-O's. This is the smallest one, and then the second to the smallest one. These are the ones I'm going to use. I think I'll call this my silver dollar necklace because this size is about the size of a silver dollar. Although, you know, we don't see silver dollars anymore, but anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide what my colors are going to be and in what order. And so I am going to just go ahead and maybe cut some quick, I'll just go ahead and cut some of these so I've got them ahead of time. Maybe I'll just do 2 of each just in case I need 2 of each. And then you might want to just kind of wipe this off, you know? And if you hear my dogs barking, I apologize. They're upstairs. They see something out the window and they bark. So I'm just going to let them bark since they're upstairs. Okay. And my husband's up there with them. So, but they do it so much that we just quit trying to keep them from barking. Oops. Okay. And then I'll do a couple of these. And this just allows me to get rid of this big piece of clay that I rolled out. Now, one of these pieces of clay will be the backing. I've decided. So we'll just do this. And I have been making so many things lately, necklaces and earrings, that I use the metal frames for. This, as you can see, does not have a frame on it. The back, I chose this green color. That is the very first one up on the top. So you can choose whatever you want to. And I'm just going to lay these aside. Let's see, where should I put them? So they are available if I need some more. Now, each of these colors I added a little white to, so I could lighten it up just a little bit, anyway. And this is a new color from Sculpey, and I'm trying to find where to buy some more. I love this color. It's called Coastal Pearl. Anyway, so I may get more of that eventually. Where can I put this one? Maybe over here. Okay, and this one can probably go over here as well. Okay. All right, sorry for the adjustment. Now, picking your colors. I'm not good at picking colors. I am not. I did choose these colors simply because I liked them. But sometimes when I pick colors, they just don't look good together. So what I'm going to do here is kind of decide what color I want to go first, second, so on and so forth. However, I went to a site, a jewelry site, and I looked at all their jewelry. It was so pretty, spring colors, and I chose my colors from what I had seen on the internet. So we'll see if it works out. Now, the top one, I think I want it to be, let's see here. I think I'll do purple at the top. Let's see here. All right, let me just, I need to move these back a little bit because I want to bring in my tile. I work off a tile. I've been working off a tile lately, and it really helps. Then I don't have to move it again and again and again. And you know how that is. When you have to move some clay, oops, sorry. It tends to change the shape sometimes a little bit if you're not careful. And I'm not always careful. You know how that can be. I hope you've all been well. I have just been making things right and left. I have been in a creative spurt lately. And so I think after I do this video, I am going to make a video that shows you what I've made. And you can see what I'm talking about. I'm not finished with them, but I've made them. All right, so let me just wipe this off here a little bit. And let's see, I'm going to have, I'll just line them up. I'm going to have purple, yellow. Let's see if you can see these. Purple and yellow, okay? And then I'm going to go with my green and my orange, okay, and my blue. That's how I'm going to do it. And you can go with as many colors as you like. There's 6 here. Well, actually there's five colors, but it's, you know, I use the white twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the larger one is 6. So if you double up on a color, which you sure can do, then just note that you'll only need 5 colors. All right, so there they are. Now what I'm going to do is, since I want this one at the top, what I'm going to do is start with, let's see here. I'll do this. Well, I think I might start at the bottom maybe. Let's do that. And then I bring my cutter back in and I just line it up where I think it should go. And I have to stand up to see this. So I'm just gonna do that. Move that out of the way. And I save these and sometimes use them for earring pieces, and I'll show you that in my follow-up video. Okay, so that's that one. And then I'll put this one next. So I'm working from the bottom up. And I'm sure you noticed that anyway. And I just fit that one in there. And don't worry about it fitting perfectly right now. And I see I've got a little bit of something there. Let's see if I can get that off with a piece of tape. Let's see if I can get that off with a piece of tape. Maybe not. Might be inside there. Oh, it's lightening up though. Okay. You know, once you do the rest of it, you won't see that little bit. So I'm not going to change it. If it was going to make a big difference, I would change it, but it won't. Okay. Now I have to cut this one. Gotta make sure it's close again. Okay. There we go. Put that up here. And the next one I'm going to put in would be this one. This is so easy, and it's very satisfying because you can use whatever colors you want to use. Okay. That, and then I have to cut that part again. So you can use whatever color or cutters you have. I would think you could use a square cutter. Maybe use it on the end, you know, the pointy end up. I don't know, but you can try it. an oblong cutter or diamond cutter or whatever you've got. Okay, let's see. Up a little bit, okay. There's no precise way to do it, but this is the way I'm doing it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I want one more up there. Let me see here. I think I do. I think I will do I think I'll do another orange, simply because it's so bright and cheerful. Yeah, I'm going to do another orange in there. Okay. Now you may or may not like these choices of colors, and that's fine. I'm just showing you my technique. That's a little lopsided, but I'll show you how we fix that in a bit. Oh, there goes my TV. I had it on pause. Okay, and then this one. Okay. Now what I do is I take one of my pieces of, excuse me, patty paper. I'm going to lift this off the best I can and bring in my tile now. I should have done that before, but I didn't. I forgot. Okay, here we go. Oops, I just cut some off, didn't I? So that's where it's going to go. All right. And let me just, it's okay if you take some of this off. But at this point, you want to decide which you want to use for which sheet. Do I want to use the purple sheet for my back? Do I want to use the green sheet for my back? And I think I do. Well, maybe I will use my purple. I might use my purple. And I've got these rolled out on a 3 on my Atlas 180. And 0 is the widest. And so you go down, down, down. When you finally get to 3, it's a little thinner. So I'm going to roll this out a little bit thinner than this. I want it to be, let's see, maybe a 5. Okay, I rolled it out. I've got a 5 here. It's on a 5, so it's pretty thin. And I'm going to just kind of come down here and cut some of that off. Move it out of the way. Okay. And then I'm going to pick this up. And I'm going to bring this, keep cutting things off the back. Okay. I'm going to do this. And that will be the back of it, the back covering for it. The next thing I'm going to do is bring out a piece of patty paper and my little burnishing tool that I use. You know, you can take another piece of your patty paper and just do this first. Kind of warm it up with your hand. It slides on that other piece. You don't want it, of course. You wouldn't do this directly on the clay because it wouldn't work very well. And then I kind of lift it up and see if I'm drawing them together a little bit. So I press a little harder then. Like I said, you can add white for another pop if you wanted to. Okay, let's see how we're doing with that. Okay, that's pretty good. I want this purple one to blend a little bit more. So I'm just going to go like that. I'm not pressing really hard. This is my burnisher, so I'm not pressing on it really hard, but I can feel it under there. And there we go. Okay. Now I want to make sure this is rounded at the top a little bit. And there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with another tool here, and I'm just going to, I don't know if you can tell or not, but I cut straight down. I cut straight down on this here and here. I made a couple more. I'm going to show you that in just a second. And I cut more at a diagonal. I like that too. So this is what I'm going to do here first. And don't worry, we will get the print on the top as well. So I get very close. There we go. And then I'll let you see it. That's how much I've gotten off, if you can see that. And then I'm going to go on this side, do the same thing. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to peel that off. Peel that off. Set that aside. I can peel the colors off of here and still use this. But I'll set it aside for right now. And then what I think I will do is get my little bendy blade. It bends kind of nicely for me. And I'm going to just bend it and cut at the top. I'm just going to follow the circle. And I can make more changes when I want to. I don't like these pointy ends, so I will change that. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. Bring it in, bend it. Okay. Now you could leave it like that if you liked it. I don't like it. So I'm coming around and I'm going to just trim off these corners a little bit. And then I'm going to just round them out like that. Okay? And this I just need to round out. Nothing I had to trim on that really. Okay, I see that I just got a little bit of a okay, I'll come back and smooth that out again. All right, and this one, I think that one's good too. Okay, and down here, do I need to cut off? I need to cut off down here just a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to smooth that around. Okay, and now as you can see, let's see if I can bring it down just a little bit further. It kind of goes in a little bit toward the top. I just play with it a little bit. So we've got our backing piece of clay under all of those, which is the purple. And now what I want to do is just smooth this just slightly. In fact, I think what I'll do is this. I'm going to smooth it out a little bit. And then I will show you what I do to get the print that I want on there. I'm using the same print that I used on this one, the leaves. And I'm going to do it in black. I like the black. Shows up nicely. Now, I made a couple of other ones last night, and I made them with prints. I used some transfer paper, and then just some plain different colors of clay. So you can do whatever you want. That's kind of the fun part of it. All right, so that's that. Now this is more round. You can see that this is a little bit more round at the top. This kind of goes in a little bit. Now this is the let's see if I can go out. Oops, out. This is the stencil that I used, and I just okay, and I just put it down like that, and I kind of press it with my hand a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is get my alcohol ink, or whatever you call it, archival ink. This is what it is. It's been well used. It's a mess. And I've got a little makeup sponge that I use. as well. So you can see I've already used this one. This is black. Make sure it's black, yes. Okay. And then what I do is just get some ink on here. And I hold this down with my 2 fingers so it stays, and I just start tapping away. And I don't care if I get it on my gloves. I wear gloves almost every day when I work with the clay, and especially if I work with resin, and I work with resin all the time. But my hands are dry, and when I work with clay, they get even worse. So I got some cracks on my thumbs, and those of you that have been watching my channel for a while probably are very aware of that, as I've said it before. Let's see if I can get that in there a little bit better. And I'm just going to lift it up. There you go. That looks kind of funny right there. It left it kind of empty right there. That's interesting. Interesting. I'm not going to lay it back down because I'm afraid I'd mess it up. So, take a paper towel and lay this here. And I'll get rid of this. Put that away. Make sure you're looking at what I'm looking at here. There you go. There you go. And then you can put this in the oven and at 275 and just let it stay there for an hour if you want to. And these are just still too. There we go. I'll smooth that edge in a little bit more. Okay. Right, and you can decide to either drill. You can drill this on the outside, or I mean, while you are, after it's cooked, or, let me see if I can find my piece that I used here. Here it is. I'll make the hole a little bit bigger. Okay. And then I try to find the center here, and hopefully you can see this. And I'm going to, well, that's pretty centered right there, so I might go right there. I'll show you this little cutter in a second. If you don't have these come in so handy. You can get them anywhere, Etsy, Amazon, internet, wherever. So I twisted that and there, and now I take my little pointer tool here and I get that out so I don't have it in there for the next time I want to use it. And okay, now it is ready to go into the oven. So, but like I said, you can choose whatever colors you want to use, do whatever you want to do that pleases you, and then you bake it, like I said, for an hour at 275. And then I'm going to show you these. These just came out last night in the oven, and I'll show you what I did. I used a piece of transfer paper on white, and the transfer were these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful roses. Let's see if I can get it there. It transferred just so lovely. And so what I decided to do is I just made some plain pieces with the roses. But first I made, let's see if I can show you. I made this one, and I made it a little bit differently. I wanted to use more of the roses in here, but I wanted to get some brown in. And then I have a, let me just put it down. You could probably see it better with it down. I just have a stencil that has polka dots on it, or little holes on it. So I used that, and I have brown not alcohol ink. I want to say that all the time, and I know it's called archival ink. It's a permanent ink anyway. So I just tapped lightly and got some real cute little polka dots on there. And then this one over here is different. I used a piece of brown. I had this color brown that I was using, and I took that piece of brown and I had another stencil, not this one, but I had another stencil that I used that had some pretty lines on it, and I rolled a piece of brown out and I laid the stencil down and I smoothed that onto my clay very, very well, and then I took white paint and just painted it. Well, actually, I put paint here on my glass sheet, and then I took another one of those makeup sponges and dabbed it in here, and then as I held the stencil, I dab, 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 and I got the brown to turn out. Let's see if I can bring it down a little bit further. That's how I got the brown to turn out with a print on it. So I had this print here, and I had the brown print, and I used the brown print just at the top, and then I had some darker blue. I decided to stick that in there. Blue and brown go together and goes with the pink and the white. I think once you have a little white in there, it's pretty. But as you can tell, I took these and I cut this at a little bit more of an angle, just like I did this one. This one's a little wider, I guess is what I want to say, than this one, but they're about the same length. And let's see, what is that length? Let me put it over here. It is 2 3/4 inches about in length. So, and what is this one? I'll take this off. I have it hanging up here. I'm going to measure that one for you. That's 2 1/2 inches long. There. You can make them smaller and make earrings out of them, but this will be a piece for a necklace. These will be earrings or they can be a necklace too, but right now I'm thinking earrings. And then I made some pretty blue pieces. Like I said, I cut these out, and I saved them for the earrings. And then I also made or put a little print on the floral or the water transfer pieces, and I may put those together or separately, I'm not sure. And then I have some little ones here and brown ones here, and I can use that for earrings for this one. So that's what I have been up to. Let me bring this one back in again so you can see it. Those I have resined only on one side. When I get them out of the oven like this, they're pretty much stuck to the oven. Going the other way, I always do that. There we go. They're stuck to the tile, and so I leave it on there, and then I resin the pieces, put it under my light, and then when they are finished, I bring them out. I'm about ready to remove them from here now and do whatever I need to do on the sides. Oftentimes I will sand down the sides, and I have I didn't wipe it down last night, but this is a Dremel. I should wipe that off. Hang on just a second. Doesn't have to look like that. I make a big mess, but this is my Dremel drill. I had a smaller one that I used up until 2 days ago, and it stopped. I think I burned it out actually. And then I had this one, and I had this propped up back in my storage room on my workbench. I had it propped up like this on another piece, and I could bring it up and down to drill holes with it. And I'm going to put that back there too for that reason, and get a smaller one because it's easier to control. So, all right, so that's what I do. That's all there is to that. And the resin I use is really good. I love this stuff. I ordered off Amazon. It's J. Diction UV resin. See where it says hard type. This is 500 grams, so it's pretty long, as you can see. I've gone through several bottles of this, but I pretty much resin everything now. It just makes it, to me, it makes it look nicer. So now I will go up and bake that, and I'll bring it down and I'll put resin on that one. But that's that. I just thought I would share that little technique with you. Just remember that, you know, this is easy. And it's something that anybody can do. And you can use any print. And you can use water transfer paper. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. If you know how to use that. If you don't, you can go on the YouTube and find out how to use that. It's simple. You just get a piece. I'll show you. I've got some right. Let's see where they put that. Okay, here's one piece. I had cut some off. I haven't used this lately, but here's a piece. And all you do is you take your white clay. A light clay is best. I use white. I did use ivory once too. You turn it over. You roll your white sheet of clay out, lay this down, and then I just burnish it on there with my hand. And then I just take my little spray bottle of water and I spray it down really well. And then just let it sit there a little bit. And you can start moving it and see if it comes off on your hand. It gets kind of like a sludge. And if it does, then just take and scrape it off with your cutter, but you just go very lightly. Just scrape across the clay very lightly, and it will reveal your print and take off the paper sludge from the clay. So these are fun to use. I'm going to do more of these. I used several of them in the past several weeks. So that's a bright colored one. I did the bright colored one because I wanted you to be able to see that really, really well. And that's about all. I hope all of you, like I said, are doing well. I'm going to get some of my other things out so I can do another video. So I'll close this one down, and then my next video will be one that I can show you some of the pieces that I'm working on still, but they're done already. Okay? God bless you all. Have a great Saturday. Bye for now.